Wow, thank you so much for clicking this video. On 19th of October 2022, that is Wednesday, the daughter to Raila Odinga, Winnie Odinga, was trending for a better part of that day. And the reason as to why Winnie Odinga was trending is because it was alleged that Raila Odinga had nominated her to go for IALA, that is the East African Legislative Assembly, to represent Kenyans, or to sit in that assembly on behalf of other Kenyans. And why she was trending is that Kenyans thought it was so unfair that Raila Odinga could not find anybody else to nominate for that position other than his own daughter, Winnie. Now, for your information, if that information was true, although the truth about that information is going to be revealed in this video at the same time, in this video, then it would mean that the former Prime Minister's family is represented in each and every assembly that is available in this world. Why am I saying that? In African Union, Raila Odinga is sitting there. In IALA, Winnie Odinga will be sitting there. In Senate, Oburu Odinga, the brother to Raila Odinga, will be sitting there. In National Assembly, Ruth Odinga, the other daughter, is sitting there. Now, we all know about Nairobi County Assembly. It is full of the Odinga's family. We know Siaya County, we know Kisumu County, we know Migori, and we know Homa Bay. But that is not the story of today. But basically, that representation, that each and every house, it has everything to do with Raila Odinga, is what made Winnie Odinga to be trending when Kenyans heard that she was nominated for IALA, the East African Legislative Assembly. However, in a twist of words, unknowingly, Winnie Odinga came to say that she was not yet nominated and she had not applied for that position. But while she was explaining that, she revealed that indeed she was nominated, but that was indirectly, and that is what I want us to go through and understand in a very simple language. Now, before I continue, before we go into this story, if you're here for the first time and you're not subscribed, then you need to subscribe, because this is one of the channels that is best for political analysis, and not only to use the complicated language of politics as used by such people as Herman Manyora, Mutahi Ngunyi, Lee Makwini, and others. But here we are using the simplest language possible to understand political issues. Now, I want to please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and after hitting that subscribe button, please hit that like button that has that hand like this, and don't forget to leave a comment about how you feel about what we are going to speak about. Now, I want to rely on a story written by Kenyans.co.ke. This is one of the digital news makers. I didn't say noisemakers, I said newsmakers. They said Winnie Odinga clears the air on IALA nomination. And what they are starting with as their second headline, they are saying that Winnie Odinga has watered down claims that she had been nominated by Orange Democratic Movement to the East African Legislative Assembly. Now, what I want you to take note is the reason as to why, or the reasoning that she's giving to prove that she has not been nominated. Now, this is the reasoning. She said that I have not applied for IALA, nor has any official communication come from the party, the daughter of Azimio Coalition Party, divulge. Now, this story was still confirmed by the communication director, Raila's communication director, known as Philip Petale, and he says that as far as I'm concerned, nominations to Iyala have not been done. Now, I want you to look at these two reasons. Communications has not been done by the ODM party, that is Winnie Odinga. Then the communications director comes and says that the nominations to Iyala have not yet started. Now, first of all, that's a red flag to the claims that she has not been nominated, because there is nowhere they are saying that she has not been nominated. They're only saying that either that Winnie Odinga did not apply, that is a mouth, and Philip Petale comes here and says that the nominations for Iyala have not been done. One thing, it is not a must for Winnie Odinga to apply. The father is there, and he is the head of the African Union. So I think East Africa is just a small thing for him to connect. So the daughter does not need to apply. Number two, you are telling us that the nominations have not been done, but she has been shortlisted. You're not telling us that she has not been shortlisted. Now, after a short while of speaking to these news people, the daughter then comes to tell them this information that makes me to feel that it is out of something that she knows in secret. And that secret is that she has already been nominated and she has been assured of that position, but as a woman. Now look at this statement. She says, you can have ambitions, but not too much. You should aim to be successful, but not too successful. Otherwise, you will threaten the man. So instead of speaking about what the Kenyans.co.ke wanted, or what the media wanted to know, she has now started attacking and bringing in her strength of being a woman, something that I do not agree with. Just because she's a woman, she is entitled. Let's continue. Maybe if I concentrate with that, if I focus with that information alone, you may not get the whole story. Now she continues and says, and then we do a much greater disservice to girls because we raise them to cater to the fragile egos of males. We teach girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. So why is she to bring the war, the gender war here? Now, does it mean that just because she holds that gender of a woman, that she is entitled to that position just like any other woman? Now remember, the problem for Kenyans is not because you are a woman, and it is not because you have been nominated. The problem is because of where you come from. Where does it happen? Why does it happen that everything that comes in the hand of Raila Odinga, there is nobody else who can benefit from that? The only people who are benefiting from that is the people from the immediate family. That's a question we must ask ourselves. It is not a question of whether Raila Odinga chose a woman or a man. It is whether he chose the right person. Maybe it could be a woman, but a woman from another place. Is it that Raila Odinga has gone out of other options to select any other women? If he was selecting a woman, has he gone out of options? That there is no any other woman in Kenya who has that wisdom to sit in that East African Legislative Assembly? The problem is not that you're a woman. The problem is that you come from that family. And that alone, complaining about being a woman and being a girl and being fragile, tells us that already you have been shortlisted, but you risk being removed from that list because you are a woman. And what I'm telling you is that you're not coming out of that list because you're a woman, but rather because of the family you come from. There are other people who should benefit from that position. It is not everything to do with that. As a matter of fact, the government is a government for the hustlers and against the dynasties. So that alone keeps you in a corner that you risk being removed from that position. And I don't know how you feel, but I personally feel that if at all Raila Odinga has come to a conclusion that Winnie Odinga is the person to sit in that Iyala assembly, then she should be removed. And my argument is simple, that there are other people, there are other many women and youths who are very disadvantaged but have the mental and the wisdom to represent Kenya and any other state in Africa in that Iyala, but they do not have a job. At least you have the mercy of your father and whatever your father is being provided by the government for. But at least we should come out of this baggage and this slavery, the Raila Odingaism, the Odingaism slavery that Kenyans have been in for the longest time, and give this opportunity to someone else, even if it means to raise another dynasty. Then let it mean so, but not to say that we shall have Raila Odinga in the AU, we have Winnie Odinga in the EU, then in Kenyan Senate we have Oburu Odinga, and then in any other. Kwani huwa mnasemanga ati Raila Odinga is a man of the people and he has fought for the people for all of his life. But why does he see only around his family? So I think I support that. Find for another woman and support to that position. So in simple terms, speaking to Kenyans.co.ke, you are not here to tell us that you have not been nominated. You came here to tell us that you are nominated because you're a woman, and because you are a girl, and because you're a youth. In this case, you represent 3 in 1. But we don't care. What we care is about selflessness. It is not that always we shall be speaking about the Raila family and the Odinga's family every time. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you feel about this. Kindly share your comments in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Wilson Kimani and that is my explainer.